The more money you make, the more exhausted you become. And the more exhausted you become, the less money you can actually build. See, you're stuck in a cycle that's literally destroying your health. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to break it. Let me give you a picture. So you tell me if this sounds familiar. You wake up already tired. You get up, you sit at the edge of your bed, and you automatically have a mini panic attack, an anxiety attack, because you're thinking about what you have to do for the day, right? So you get up, you go to the bathroom, you get your coffee, your tea. Um, maybe you have a workout, right? You push through that. You go to work. You're competent. You're good at what you do. You handle everything. That they throw at you, right? You've gotten the kids off to school. You've packed lunches. You've kissed the spouse. You've done all that. Now it's about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and your tank is already on E. By the time you get home, after you sat in that commute, in that traffic, you tap out, right? If you don't have a family, if you don't have any pets, if you don't have anyone else there, what do? You collapse, right? Maybe you get some wine, maybe you get some green, you might eat a little bit, you turn on Netflix, you watch your favorite show, you scroll, and you done for the day. But see, here's the thing. You're making pretty decent money. You might even be making great money, but you're not building wealth because you're not investing, and you're not investing because you're not strategizing. You're not strategizing because you haven't created any additional streams of income. Why? Because you're too goddamn tired. I'm Coco, and welcome to the WealthWell, and we're going to flip everything you thought you knew about health, wealth, success, and what it actually takes to subscribe or to thrive. So let's talk about the exhaustion poverty cycle, right? And I think most of us, at least most Americans here, probably everybody on the globe that works every day, has dealt with this. So you work hard, you give your job your all, right? You're meeting deadlines, you're producing, you're achieving. Hey, Alexandra Drunken 2959. So what's going on with your body, right? It's depleting, right? Your adrenal glands are just exhausted. Your gut is inflamed. You know, maybe you have diarrhea, or maybe you can't go to the bathroom, what I'm saying, like you should. Your hormones are all over the place, right? You're sweating where you shouldn't be sweating. You got hair where you shouldn't have hair, right? You're stuck in this fight or flight mode. So for me, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I couldn't sleep. And when I went to sleep, I couldn't get a good rest, right? Digestive issues were there. Brain fog was there. Um, my stress levels was, through the absolute roof. Let me tell you this. This is scientific, right? It's not hard. When you're exhausted, your the front of your brain, right? That cortex. That's the part of your brain that plans, you strategize, all of that, right? It just shuts down. You're only focused on one thing, and that's getting through the day, right? Hey, Bobby James. And what happens after that? So you can't see the opportunities that's in front of you, right? You can't negotiate, you can't advocate, you can't strategize, you can't plan, you can't organize like you need to. You're just living in survival mode. And then what really happens is you're too tired to build any wealth at the end of the day. But then It gets worse. Think about it. Now you're too tired to cook, so you order takeout, right? 30, 50, 100, 200 plus dollars a week, especially right now if you have family. So then you say, okay, well maybe I can just take a supplement and, I'll be good. But now you're spending hundreds of dollars on supplements. One, you really don't know what your body needs because you don't really fully understand what's going on. And then on top of that, you're buying supplements from companies that don't do what they say they do, right? Their products are trash. Compound that with poor nutrition, so even if you were getting a decent supplement, um your body isn't absorbing it, like it should be. Now you're like, okay, let me feed the beast. And by that I mean you're just trying to get off at this point, right? You're trying to get them quick dopamine hits. You shop, you you watching whatever you're watching on TV, TikTok, internet, anything to make you feel better in the moment, right? You're drinking wine, you're eating all those foods that are crappy for you, but they taste good. Hey, Aki Mel Tarko. Hey, Zoli the cutest. So what's really happening? You know, you're missing out on these opportunities and it's costing. Now you're not making the best decisions because you're in that flight or flight mode, you're in survival mode, right? Now here comes the trap. You think if I just keep going through, keep pushing, I give these people more work, these shitty bosses that don't give a damn, right? You've already met your deadlines. But see, now you're doing more work. And this is what happens when you do more work. Most of the time, when you're at these companies, you do more work thinking that you're going to get recognized and you're going to get a bonus or a raise or something, and that never happens. Now they're like, oh, well, you've done this before. Well, you've been doing it. Why can't you keep doing it? Now they want you to train extra people, right? They want you to train people for these positions that they said you weren't qualified for because maybe, you didn't have a degree or you didn't have this, you didn't have that. Maybe they think that you're not management material, right? Here comes this exhaustion poverty cycle, right? And this is what's keeping you broke. So here's what changed for me. I realized that, this sounds cliche because everybody says it, but I had to realize that my health is my wealth, right? So what did I do? I started listening to my body. I started putting the right foods in my body so that my body wasn't living in that flight or flight mode. I started eating better, right? I started getting quality supplements. I started getting out in the sun. Thanks, guys. I started living. I stopped stressing. I stopped giving the job so much more than what they asked for. Yeah, I was still, doing my job, right? But I wasn't giving them so much or too much too fast so that they choke, so to speak, right? Old boss of mine told me that, and she ended up being the best, one of the best mentors I've ever had and friends I've ever had in life to this day. But I digress. So what I decided to do was I created a plan for myself, right? And this is what I did. I got my health together, my physical health, I got my mental health together, I got my spiritual health together, and I began to build my wealth. That's when I started to transition and I really started making a lot of money. I started making those six figures, right? That I talk about on this channel all the time. See, what I want you guys to realize, this is mind over matter. Nothing happens to you that you can't face, whether you believe it or not. Okay? It's all in about how you decide to deal with it, right? So let's talk about three pillars really quickly. So The first pillar is herbal billing, right? You're not going to heal your body, just with one herb, one root, one exercise, one breathing technique, right? It's going to take quite a few things to get your body back in order, because let's think about it. You didn't get fat overnight. You didn't get unhealthy overnight. You didn't just stop sleeping, overnight. No. All of those things happened over days, right? You have to address things like cortisol, your gut being inflamed, your hormone imbalance, right? Because now those things affect your sleep. And when you can't sleep correctly, when you're not getting restful sleep, your body's not going to that REM phase, that deep sleep phase, you're not going to heal the way you should. And you're definitely not going to heal at the rate that you should, right? So what do you do after that, right? You've taken the supplements, you start eating better. Now you have your energy back, right? So now at that point, I'm going to show you how to turn your healing journey into income. You know, how you're going to build your business practice through services, digital products, um, marketing, real strategies, real numbers, real systems, right? That's what we want to get down to. Then there's the spiritual development piece of that. we're gonna we're gonna go all deep into this spiritual practice, right? This is not like some frou-frou Instagram, TikTok trendy version. No, this is real shit. We're gonna show you how energy works, what practices you need to fully connect. You know what I'm saying? How to tap into those, and how to tap into those guides. Once you do all three, you're going to have this shit mastered. You're going to become unstoppable. You will no longer be exhausted. You're going to stop just existing, surviving, right? Okay. So I promise you I wasn't going to hold you long. That's it for now. Um, Go ahead and subscribe. Every day I'm going to have a new video. So I'm making a commitment, right? Every weekday of December, that's Monday through Friday, all of December, with the exception, maybe with the exception of New Year's Eve. We'll have to play that by ear closer to that date, right? But I'm gonna be posting new videos for you every single day. Okay. Um, I want you guys to be encouraged. I want you guys to start taking um, better handle on your health and your wealth. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the two go hand in hand. It's Once you get it, your wig is gonna be blown black. It's gonna be blown so far back. I promise you. Okay, but we're still gonna I'm still gonna be posting um job content for you guys. We're gonna talk a little bit about AI, but yeah, we're definitely going to get into this WealthWell. Okay, talk to you soon. Peace.